Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another Broad Politics video. Today we're going to be talking about the recent change that Twitter did, or X, to locations on the platform. So now you can see, here's mine, where I'm based, where I'm connected via, and how many username changes I've done. But now you can see, if you hover over, I use a VPN. I do, I would admit this. To get into it, what has happened from this has been some of the best outrage and crypto people also getting involved that I've ever seen in my life. We're going to go through a few things and what these all mean. So, account based in, this does, according to Twitter or X, this does some basic checking to see where that account might be from in terms of like, I presume it's just using IP addresses. I have to guess it's just looking at your IP, where that IP is geolocated using something like MaxMind, and then saying that that person's based there. That's all it can really be doing. There are some other things they do, such as like language tracking using the browser, like the data that the browser can give, time zones, stuff like that. There's a few different things that they can be doing, but you'll notice I usually use Twitter on my phone. I have the app on my phone. It says connected via the UK App Store. So this is another way that you can kind of see how someone is using the platform, because I like to think if someone's using something like Twitter, they're not just using the web version all the time. If you only use the website, it'll come up here saying web. So I assume this connected via is going to be like where they've downloaded the app, where they've logged into. Maybe there's a little bit of tracking that goes on there in regards to what app store you use. It seems to me to be a pretty good measurement. I think anyone that's using the website only, it comes up as web, which I think would be a little bit questionable, because why would you only use Twitter on the web, on the website? Like, I've seen a lot of old people accounts, like people who are obviously like 50, 60 plus, and it only says web. I doubt they're going onto their iPads and putting in twitter.com and going to that and logging in that way. I would assume they would use the app, but then they might not know how to use it or something like that. It just pops some questions into my head whenever someone's not using the app, if you get what I mean. If you're using iPhone, it says App Store. If you're using Android, it says Android app. So you can kind of tell which device someone is using. The concern that has been raised about this is one of doxing and people finding out where you're from. So, for example, if you exchange in crypto and you go to France, then someone can go to France, find you, and then steal all of your crypto, which is a scenario, I suppose, if you're a main character or whatever in a movie. Doesn't happen to the rest of us, but okay, maybe. I don't think it's that big of a deal, especially they did an update as well with this where it now delays it a sort of randomized time period, which seems fine to me. It kind of covers those bases. So now that you know what all this is, let's get into the juiciness of it. What would you say if I was to tell you that all the sort of MAGA, the big sort of MAGA influential accounts, aren't actually from America? They're not people like me who are like from the UK just bleating on about US politics, because it affects me substantially. They're effectively grifters who have paid accounts. They pay for Twitter so that they can get revenue back from the tweets that they make, and they can profit off of that. A lot of people, myself included, have assumed this, but we have no facts to go off of. So all I can really do is go, "You're not American," and then they can turn around back and go, "Well, neither are you." And I would go, "Well, fair enough, first of all." But secondly, if you're having one of these established like MAGA political Democrat, whatever you want to call it, accounts, you kind of suspect, you would hope that the person who was on the other end of it would actually be involved in the political system over there, especially if they're going on about voting for like certain candidates and stuff like that. You would kind of be like, well, you have to be American to say that. A couple of accounts have came out saying that they are actually quite glad that this change happened, because now they can be like pro their country and stuff like that. It's like, we weren't doing that before. I came across this account today. It was on my feed that popped up. Queen Natalie, the Norfolk Lion, can't stop laughing at how Elon's new location tag rule is hitting the left way harder than it's hitting the right. First of all, she's the first person to say this. Second of all I've seen is maybe like 20-25 pages of right-wing accounts who have been exposed as being from like India or some other Pacific region, like they're to South Asia, stuff like that. And you'll notice that a lot of the MAGA accounts say Europe, and they are not saying which country they're from. More notably, probably because it's one of the more eastern countries which have a bit of Russian influence. But hey, we're getting too far ahead of ourselves. Let's keep going. Turns out most of the right aren't actually where they say they are, while the tolerant left crowd is suddenly getting exposed as liars hiding abroad. Who knew? So if we open up her pictures, the first one she has is led by donkeys. Date joined December 2008. Account is based in Bulgaria. You can see this little shield icon next to it. This means it uses a VPN. It's the same as mine. It uses a VPN. I use VPNs to go to the Netherlands, and I even use them on Twitch, so you get like reduced advertisements when you're from Albania and stuff like that. It's just part of it. I would be frankly surprised if someone using one of these accounts wasn't using a VPN to appear from somewhere else. But the big giveaway, if I move my face out the way, is it says right there, hold on, oh my god, right there, connected via the UK App Store. So someone at some point has logged into this account in the UK. So I don't know how this proves anything other than the fact that this account is based in the UK and probably just uses a VPN to go to Bulgaria. Like, PIA goes to Bulgaria. I don't understand the point that she's making here. I think she's a bit stupid. So anyway, maybe that's just one bad example, alright? Let's move on. Queen Natalie, remember guys. Reform Party UK exposed. Okay, so this is a big account that's been quite annoying for the right wing, where it'll find an account, it'll find a person, and then trudge up some pretty dark stuff from the past or whatever else, and expose that to the world. So yet again, Reform Party UK exposed, account based in the US, that's this thing only, verified since September 2025. So they pay for Twitter. So yeah, they could be like an agitator on the left trying to make money out of exposing reform politicians, but it's not really the same, is it? Is like the right obviously lying about people and the left obviously just telling the truth. And you can say to me that, well, they don't tell the truth, but they haven't really been exposed for any of the content that they've put out there. They're being exposed. I mean, it's a bit nuanced. Like, if you have an account like this where it's like connected via web, based in the US, there's two things which are happening here. This account is only ever logged into it on a PC, like mine, and they don't ever use it on their phone because why would they want to do that, right? It's like if you know what I mean, it requires a bit of research at least. Like the posts that they're doing require you to go away, do a bit of research and dig up some stuff and whatever else. You can't really do that on your phone. So when you post your tweets exposing people, it's probably a little bit easier to do that on a desktop or a laptop or something like that. So the chances are this person might never have used a phone for this account because it's like one of those exposed brandy accounts. It's kind of similar to like your accounts which are managed by like record labels or stuff like that. They aren't using their iPhones to post Shakira's tweets. They have APIs with systems that go into Twitter that post it all on there, sort of automatic stuff like they have schedules and whatever else. Like there's more to these account processes than kind of meets the eye, and you have to like kind of take this nuanced and go, right, this account exists, and yeah, it says it's based in the US, also says it's using a VPN, so it probably is based in the UK. But even if it wasn't, and this was someone in the US causing trouble, what trouble are they causing? Let's look at the content that they're producing to see what's bad. So far, none of that's really came out. So you have to look at it a little bit carefully. Which of course Natalie hasn't done, because she then posted another one from the account Hope Not Hate, which I've referenced in my blog post in the past to do excellent work, sort of handling misinformation and stuff like that. So they joined in 2009, account's based in the US, there's no shield icon next to it. I presume she's cut that off for some reason. And they're connected via the UK App Store. And she says, another one not based in the UK, who do these far left foreign agitators think they are? But the account says, over that way, can't, you know what it is. The account says connected via the UK App Store. So, there's like, and Michael here's commented, why is it connected via the UK App Store though? Because the UK account was created whilst the phone was in America. That's not how it works. The account based in is the current location. So when Twitter last checked it, when was that? Where was that account based? It has nothing to do with this. Like, it was created whilst the phone was in America. That's not how it works. Let's see what Grok says. X's knew about this account feature displays location-based data based on device data and connection details like the App Store region. Here, Hope Not Hate is shown as US-based, like from IP/device location, but connected via the UK App Store, which could stem from the Apple IDs, regional settings, or app download location. It's not a perfect match. So that kind of makes sense to me and kind of re-emphasizes what I'm saying. And I kind of hope that Grok was right on this, given it's like the XAI thing. Like, it should kind of know what's happening behind the scenes on the features that it's meant to be promoting. It's all just based on the account connected, blah blah blah, did stuff on the phone. Is now likely just a VPN based on IP/device. Which, if you're connecting via a VPN, it's going to come through. Led by Donkeys, again, account based in Bulgaria. They're missing the little icon. Now, I'm pretty sure if I go to Led by Donkeys, it's not going to say that. Now, you'll see that the so Led by Donkeys, if I go to join that, account based in Bulgaria, but it has the shield. That's the important thing. It shows it's from a VPN, and they're on the UK App Store. Have they posted a tweet about this? No. Like, you have to admit, right? If you were someone that was handling this sort of stuff, you would have to like make this video footage, transfer it to a phone, and then upload it again, like on the little post thing. Like, this makes sense to just do it on desktop, no? That, to me, that's what I would do. Foreign-run RageBait accounts on the left. I haven't seen any yet. If not, why not? That's a good point. The use case of X making people's locations public. All it does is revive old prejudices. Where you're from becomes a signal of credibility. It does, because you're talking about another country's politics. It's well understood, I believe, that if you're chanting that you're in some MAGA politics movement, you should probably be from the US, not India, not the UK. I think I outwardly say in my profile, I focus mainly on UK politics, but I do cover basically everything, right? And my location here is set to Scotland, so people will know that I'm just a Scottish guy bleating on about US politics. They don't have to take an interest of it. I have pictures of scenic bits in the UK around Scotland. It's very nice, it's very beautiful. I have a little bit of blurb about me here and about my sort of background. I think that's perfectly fine to do as long as you're upfront with who you are. The problem is a lot of these accounts weren't doing that. So if you look at, for example, Trump MAGA, I think this one is based in Hong Kong and is only done via the web. And this doesn't have the VPN symbol next to it. So this means this account has never logged into a VPN, which means this account is from Hong Kong, which is wild. Like, this is Trump MAGA. Like, have they even posted since? No, they're just like crypto or something. Oh, to be fair, this is just a crypto thing, so this could just be someone just trying to scam effectively. So if we look at the top 3 comments, Hong Kong, yeah, just people calling them out basically. So people are starting to catch on to it basically. We have another couple in here. I think Mikey, I think she's American. Yeah, US App Store. Lady MAGA US, I think they're American. So you can't tell the ones that are American are just actual people. Like if they have all these details and stuff like that, you kind of assume that, yeah, they're probably just a MAGA right. That's the thing. No one's saying that these people don't exist. It's better if they don't, because it means that your people aren't being influenced by like Russian style geopolitics movements. It's generally a good thing, you know what I mean? Magascope, this is fan run. Location is Earth, not affiliated with any campaign, despite being just a complete MAGA suck up account. Where did they come from? Nigeria. Alright, no VPN symbol. This account fully came from Nigeria. When did they last post? Before the location thing was turned on. And look, they were posting like every single day. So yeah, 21st. The spirit of Islam concern you. They reposted that. Reposted Mick Johnson. President Trump wants to approve of this. Reposting Homeland Security. What's the biggest threat to the US? Ivanka Trump news. That one's also based in Nigeria. So you can probably assume that these two accounts are probably run by the same person, effectively. And it's extremely telling when both locations are Earth. So there's a good chance that these two accounts, this one has 1 million followers, this one has 51,000 followers, April 2024, September 2010, which is interesting. It means this account's been here for a while. But you can see here, 11 username changes. So this account probably never existed until a fair while ago. We got Wang Samurai. I mean, he could be, he's Vietnam, yeah. So like, yeah. Yeah. America, please stand with us, yeah. You know what I mean? Like this is the kind of stuff that you would see. You would see this, right? Here's Trump putting on his crown, stuff like that, right? This is an agitator. This is someone that's trying to rile up people that live in America, effectively. They got these people kneeling in front of them. And this is like a dude from Vietnam, right? This is a Vietnam dude. And look, that took me, don't get me wrong, I've had a couple of accounts that were like Americans, but then you find another one which isn't. This looks like a pretty normal dude, I would say. Based in the US, he's on web, so not much we can really say there. Somebody's grandma, based in the US as well. Alright. One of these is not an American. Like, that was never really the belief. Like, this one is based in the US, but they were from a Nigerian app store. So I would kind of say, well, they're Nigerian then. If they were locked in on the Nigerian app store, like this is not an American account. SpaceX over Phoenix. I mean, what's interesting is they do pay for Twitter, so and they're doing like old timey photos of Elon and stuff like that. Their new profile pic. Yeah, just kind of a bunch of weird stuff. So this is someone raising concerns with the recent change. This is a bigger problem. So this is quote tweeting: "The amount of racism the new feature in X made is crazy. Oh my god, he's Indian. Oh my god, he's Nigerian. Oh my god, he's from anywhere else. He's from Montenegro. Okay. Well, were you previously posting about American politics? Donald said, pack your bags. This dude posts a lot. His cash must come exclusively from Twitter. This must be one of the problems. He's not even that political, I don't think. He posts 4chan, White Monster. Who made this? He's got an AI post. I assume it's maybe him with girls or something. The left is best. I have no idea who this is. I have no idea who these two people are. I assume this is him. Okay, so what is he complaining about? A lot of us were able to secure jobs because we were not sharing where we are based from. Is that a good thing? So you're lying to the company about where you're from because they probably want someone that's local. I don't really see the problem with that. In fact, it's probably one of the things that I agree with most right-wing groups on, is that there should be better protections for the people that exist there. I think Canada does it quite well, and in order to prove, in order to hire someone that might be an immigrant or using a visa, you have to prove that you haven't done a sort of ordinary Canadian out of the job on that, which I think is actually quite a well decent enough system. You know, many third world countries are treated quite differently from the rest of the world. Well, yeah. Your hiring pool from Glasgow is not going to be the same as Sri Lanka. Like, it's going to be a completely different hiring pool, a completely different culture. I know it's because I was unfortunately in that situation myself when I needed a job the most. And now it's doxed. People are throwing around the word doxed so much. Knowing that you're from a country does not dox you. There are like, how many people living in Montenegro? Alright, it's kind of hard to find out which one of them you are. Sure, you can go over the settings, perhaps turn it off. Almost setting away to exit API to find out more information about you either way. You have no idea what you're talking about. Even if you have it disabled publicly. Even if you have VPN on. But it doesn't. Shut up. I understand that X most likely did this due to regulations. What? It didn't though. It actually didn't. It just, this was that near guy that's head of product on X. He just did this. But Web 2 and Web 3 words are quite different. They aren't. You're just pretending they are because you're trying to sell a product. Web3 is a lot smaller world, it's a lot smaller compared to Web 2, and it wouldn't be hard to compile a list of crypto people from a specific country, find out about their identities, where they live, what they do, and then target them. Brother, you post gym selfies. Like, you're already doing this to yourself. Like, what do you mean? If you want to be, you can't have, I want to be a social media influencer, I need privacy, like, at the same time. You have to take one, sort of lose the other. That's just how it goes if you want to be one of these exceedingly outwardly focused, like, sort of Jimmy personalities with these kind of things. If you're someone that may interest in politics and gaming in the house, then yeah, I don't really know why you guys need to know where I eat my breakfast at and what gym I go to. If I even go to the gym, if you know what I mean. But you know what I mean, like, this is just bonkers. In conclusion, this basically endangers most of it. It didn't. If anyone dies from this, I'll take it back, okay? But I don't think anyone will. That's how confident I am. I'm putting everything on the line. My honour and my trust. Just my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think as well. I think it's stupid, okay? I think it's overblown, and I think, again, crypto people need to get their head out of their ass and stop thinking they're the main characters with everything. All they do is constantly gloat and post absolute nonsense on these social media platforms with paid accounts like this guy does to get engagement, to rank up the views, and what I'm doing right now by reacting to it is giving this guy another 2 pence. That's all I'm doing here. People say it doesn't matter how the country is doxed. Don't know how small some countries are. I'm from Scotland, there's 5 million people here. In Glasgow, there's about 700k. Alright? There you go. So, this was the Nikita guy. He was the one that did this feature. I had a drink. Yeah, pretty much. Pressed the button, and yeah, everyone found out. Okay, let's keep scrolling. So many Americans are absolutely serious to discover that sometimes people from other countries, apparently everyone who isn't American has to explicitly say that. Well, you do when you're participating in American politics and trying to influence elections. I think that's quite important. Yeah, pretty much. I'll like that one. I'm American, you idiots. Says she's based in West Asia, but she's via the North American App Store. So, and she's not in a VPN. By the way, just because you post a picture of your passport doesn't mean anything. You're still, like, you can be an American who then goes to Russia and then starts to fight on behalf of Russia in the Ukraine war, and people can criticize that. Just because you're American doesn't really give you the, I don't know, it's just so interesting. It's like, it's the people that may have been trying to prove for a really, really long time that these people are affiliated to other regions and countries, which makes their political talking points a little bit naff, because they have no buy-in into the country anymore because they don't live there. So by posting your passport, it doesn't really prove anything. You can be American that's moved away. Like, if I went from Scotland to America and then still kept commenting on Scottish politics and never came back here and never voted again, I don't think that's very fair. Especially if I'm trying to influence, like, political decisions and stuff like that. Like, I don't know what she does in her Twitter. I don't know if she's political or what. Is she just like one of those accounts that tries to Protestantism? Oh God, okay, she's religious to some extent, or she's talking about religious stuff. I don't even know what she does. She draws outfits, talks about royal jelly, something about whatever the hell this is. Oh my God, man, don't know if I can even post that. Fresh updates. Curl your hair. Okay. Very first tattoo. Alright. She reposted voting for Kamala so when immigrants rape my daughter, she can abort it. Alright. So, see, this is why it's important to know where people are from. Because now you know this person's from the West Asia, you know she can shut the fuck up because, like, she has no stock in this country, like, this country, the American country, whatsoever. She doesn't live there anymore. Right, so, right, you go vote. You can she could probably do like a mail-in ballot, I suppose, but Republicans don't believe in those anyway. So, what's she talking about? Ryan S. Head, who's this? Why can't I see it? My name's Ryan. Is he real? Ryan? Yeah, US, okay. Big Ryan, okay. There's my VPN to Nigeria. Let's see how many liberals lose sleep over it. It says he's based in Brazil though. And he's on the US App Store. I think we realise as long as I think this is like generally quite fine. And what does he do? He's a scientist, like metabolism hacker. Is that a thing? Is that like an SQL injection for your DNA or something? Man, do you know what? These people post way too much. But if he posted this about the Department of Homeland Security being from Israel. Yeah, I think that was just a bug or something. I think there's so many like, see all those things where it's like this account was based in Israel, this account was based here. I think there are reasonable like assumptions with those things where it's like these big like government accounts. You probably suspect that someone logged into it while they were in Israel, or a staffer in Israel logged into it. The US has consulates all over the world. There's no reason to suspect that someone wouldn't be logging into it from somewhere else. This person's from Nigeria. I don't even know who this person is. I'm going to take a little look through some of the more notable entries that have come up. I am using the Destiny subreddit for this because I can't bother doing my own research, right? These guys are haters to the highest level. I love them. And they will find you, alright? If you are someone that is chanting all this about Scotland, hashtag independence, whatever, and you aren't actually Scottish and stuff like that, they will find you, alright? If you look at Jessica's account, alright, Jess, she calls herself biomedical engineering, alright? Aussie cat, I don't even know what that is. It actually does kind of look AI, to be honest. You look at that account, it's based in the Netherlands, alright? VPN, Iran. This is an Iranian person using the Iranian App Store, Android app, so you know it's real because I think they use Android over there more than iPhones. And she's VPNing into the Netherlands, and she's posting about Scottish independence, which is shocking. What's really interesting is they don't seem to actually respond to these accusations, which to me kind of means that they're just bots. Satisfaction with Scotland's skills has fallen to its lowest levels. This is an Iranian person saying this, alright? 15 people here have responded back to it, being like, a good reason to avoid independence, la 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 la. Irene Burns, who are you, mate? Alright, she's in the UK. She's alright, she can have that opinion. Alright, this person's calling them out. Alright, this is great. We love that. Mac Duke, you can blame the SNP for that. I really hate it when people put their kids and stuff pictures. My bloody god above. Alright, these are, oh god damn it, what the hell is this person saying? What are they, Iranians? This person's from the US. Iranians, we love you. Shalom. From Israel. And they're from the US. I don't even know what that's about. Z Squirrel, you have them. You got Destiny, based in Israel. Alright. He's been outed as a actual agent of the state. You've got Hakim, based in Sweden. Yeah, boy. Hakim. Hold on. We have Irish Jewish voice. Irish chutzpah. Don't know what that means. If that's a slur, I'm sorry. You got me. I live in Islamabad. I learned English from watching Father Ted. Irishman Graham Lyman is my absolute hero. And I also love the spire. It's such a beautiful sculpture in the middle of Dublin. I have a picture of it on my wall. I love Ireland. Can't wait to visit Craggy Island and O'Connell Street. And of course, Talbot Street and Temple Bar. I get paid 7k Islamabad bupkas and Bitcoin for every post. I believe that's a troll. Okay, they're based in Canada on a VPN via web. So you know what? They are Iraqi. Is it Iraq? I have no idea. Okay. I think this person is not from Israel or Ireland or anywhere else. Munch, why are they doxing? Because you're from the US and people want to know that. Is he Sweden web? Oh yeah, are they big into the US stuff, deprogramming, all that? Israel, yep. Houthis, FBI, all that sort of stuff, yeah, okay. Jeffrey Joseph, Alpha Jeffrey 45. Wait, is this person? Hold on. Alpha Jeffrey 45. this guy. I spelled it wrong. Christian pro-Trump unifying moderates from Pennsylvania, Rhodey, right? Rhodey, Pennsylvania. NFL/UFC reporter. But they're from Australasia. Oh, they're not from Australia then. They're from like Papua New Guinea, something like that. It'll be something like that. I assume somebody sent a picture before he switched it. New Zealand. Oh, he's from New Zealand. Okay, yeah. So yeah, this person was outed as being from New Zealand and then changed it to region because they weren't happy with it saying. I would say New Zealand is probably better than. But like, yeah, they do AI stuff. They repost GB News. This is somebody from New Zealand getting involved in UK politics now. Who's like, what is this? So the Muslim cowboy, merciful message, who wants Shahara law. As an American, he's from Saudi Arabia. I mean, he was created from the US App Store, so it could actually be someone who's that deranged. Philippines, US App Store, so he probably just moved there, sort of thing. Subtle Sense, based in the US, Android app. One of the things this does do, as like a conclusion for this video, I want to kind of re-emphasize this, is that you can take an account like this which reposts things like the entire climate change as a hoax scam exposing 30 settings so governments can tax you more while keeping their paymasters in China happy. And it's reposted this account from someone in the UK, alright? They say in between the Atlantic is their location. They're obviously quite Bill Gates as a psycho, like they're kind of nuts, alright? Like, entirely. Like, you could go through this and destroy this person in every single debate on every single topic he has, because as long as you hold on to the truth, you will not go mad, alright? This person, Steve-O, tons of numbers. We would assume this account probably a bot to some extent, right? We don't necessarily know, we just think that this is a bit nuts, alright? They like repost a bunch of stuff, they repost. Do they even have tweets that reply to anybody? Or do they just cut the head already and be done with it? 13, good little bot in all the comments. Like, you can kind of, this real MAGA 1775 based in the US. Alright. You know what? Look at that. These people are real. So I think one of the big conclusions that you can take away from people like this is we would normally associate these accounts with like either bots to some extent or like from another country, but you can look at them and they aren't. They're based in the US, no indication of a VPN being used, and they use the Android app. Now, could it just be someone with a botnet on a bunch of Android phones making up accounts and just using them over and over again? Maybe, but I don't really believe that. It seems too human to be like real. It seems too human to be like a bot to me. And I think one of the concerns is that we're kind of giving a lot of people a pass, assuming that they aren't real. It's kind of interesting because a lot of times I've like thought about this. I've been like, all right, here's a guy I want to argue with him. Is he even real? Is this guy real? Is this picture not just AI? It looks a bit pixelated in places. It could just be AI. Like what about it? Like it could be, right? And you kind of have a sort of second thought on all this, being like, oh, should I even bother getting involved in this sort of sphere? But now you have a pretty easy way to go, all right, Hazel Appleyard, are you a real person? Go here, based in the UK, they use the App Store. Seem real enough to me then. So now you can kind of talk to them. So I think that's like one of the highlights of this feature is that it's exposed people that you kind of weren't expecting to be real. So all those kind of arguments you might have had were actually landing on a real person's ear, so it wasn't all just for nothing. I don't know why this person popped up, Drew Smith, but he's based in the US. He reposts Charlie Kirk content. He reposts Ben A. Johnson. if Ben Johnson came up saying Russia, I would totally believe that. That's for sure. Given his like reposting Trump on a throne, yeah, obvious Warhammer memes, obvious Warhammer, yeah, okay, yeah. You know, like if you can draw anything from this, it's exposed the most, I guess, egregious examples of sort of foreign actors farming the US for money via Elon Musk making it so that premium will now just give you ad payouts, which is kind of one of the big problems, right? Is that this wasn't as big of a problem until Elon introduced the fact that if you now get premium, you get paid to post. So the more interaction your post gets, the more you're getting money. So if all you do all day is go on Twitter and type outrageous stuff to annoy Democrats, to annoy conservatives, you can make a decent bit of money. The good news is, I think MAGA people would be more likely just to either scroll by it or not bother with it, but Democrats will, I think, be more tended to like respond because they, I think, inhabit a little bit of a more moral stance on a lot of these issues. They want to like compete with people in a sort of free market kind of ideas. Like that's kind of where I kind of see all that sort of stuff going. Like if you're conservative and if you're a fiscal conservative right now, you can't really be pro-Russia, pro-Trump, given the sort of, funny how I misspoke there, pro-Trump given the sort of outlandish economy he's running right now. Like I don't think you can even support it, but you can wind people up on Twitter, get paid for it, and as an extension, people that have no sort of, they have no stock in this country whatsoever, like other people from the UK, other people from Europe, people from India, whatever else, they could just rock up, buy premium, and then get paid to sort of annoy all you guys about it. So it's I think the feature is good, and it highlights the accounts which are obvious bad faith actors, which is one good thing. So you can check that before you go to post. The thing that it has also done, which is good, is highlight how many of these people are actually real. How many of these people are inhibited with this almost derangement. Like I know people going about Trump derangement syndrome, but they do have that. They base their entire personality around the footballification of politics and around the team that they support, which in this case is the Trump team. It's not even the Republicans, it's the Trump team. So I think there's that too. I think being able to see now who's real and who isn't, at least better. Of course, there is still the fact that these accounts could be fake, could be bots, could be this, could be that, but I think that comes later then. Is like you can kind of look at an account, see how often it posts, does it have any sleep whatsoever on it, does it take any breaks, even if it does take breaks, what kind of content they're doing, is it just like one word replies, is there any grammar being used, are they doing anything like this, like could it just be like a foreign actor or whatever else, like that's just using some kind of actually really good VPN that nobody's really noticed yet, because I think that's still kind of possible if you have a way to get a residential connection in the US and then just VPN into that home address. Like for example, if I had a buddy that was in Illinois and he ran a VPN from his computer, there was no way that Twitter could tell I was on a VPN because my IP address would be coming from his computer. It would look as if I was effectively him. The way you can classify VPNs is based on the IPs of the server companies, like Hetzner and stuff like that. They will advertise that they're server owner, and you can effectively weed out if someone's connecting through that service, pop on a VPN. There is a few of them. So that's it for this one, guys. Wrapping it up. Hope you have a good day. And if you find any other fun location exposés, just like them below. It'll be fun. We can laugh at them. Have a good one, and I'll see you all in the next one.